Afternoon, everyone, depending on where you are and what your time says. My name is Opetunde, and I am so excited to share today. Just as always, I'm really excited, right? It's been a wonderful session so far. I have personally been so inspired by all that has been shared by all the other speakers, and it's a privilege to be here. Without further ado, I will just quickly, start. And I will be talking about careers in data science or data related careers, basically, and how to get started. If you're here, I am assuming that you already know or you already have interest in data science or whatever it is, something that has to do with data. And that is why I decided to join this session, right? What I will be doing here basically in this 20-30 minutes is to help you understand how to start, how to continue, and how to eventually get a job, whatever it is you decide to do, right? So I will start by telling you a lot of opportunities that exist in data related careers, and I will go ahead to tell you, how you can start in each of those career opportunities, right? And then at the end, I'm going to tell you what you can do to actually get a job there, hoping that this session is going to help you and even inspire you and help you, because one thing I realized when I started was that there were so many resources, so many things to learn, and it became so overwhelming, right? So having a guide, so to say, sort of helps you put things in proper perspective and in structure, right? And that's what I'll be doing here. So I'll start by telling you the opportunities that exist. Hopefully I'm going to ensure that this session is not too boring, right? So what are the opportunities that exist, or why do you think you should even, start a career or do a career in data science, right? The first thing is there are a lot of job opportunities in data related careers, too many in fact. Please confirm that you can see my screen. Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah. So the first thing is there are a lot of job opportunities in data related careers. Hey, I was checking LinkedIn. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago or something like that? And all the data related jobs that I saw, there were so many. In my number of months that I joined my current firm, I have had a couple of people reach out to me and say, oh, we are hiring for a data science position, or we are doing this, we are doing that. And I am not even 5 months in my present role as a data scientist. And because I already have data scientists that this, I'm already getting people coming to me and say, oh, in case you are interested in leaving your place, so we have a role open here. So there's so much demand for people that are in data related careers, so much, right? So if you decide to be a data professional 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now, you will still have your career up and running. Take it from me. You will say, you know how they say, oh, some jobs AI will take it. This is not one of the jobs that AI will take. Never. So which leads to my second point. It's a secure profession, right? So it's not a profession that you will be into and then 3 years from now your heart will be jumping that hey, what's the next thing? No, it's a profession that is secure. And what I mean by secure is that there is no, well, there will be automations. Obviously there will be automations, and there will be a lot of innovation that will come up. At the same time, what I mean by secure is that it's not a job that, or it's not a career that in 10 years time is no longer going to be in existence, because the thing is, and the reality is, in our world today there is a lot of data going on, there is a lot of data flying around, and companies are looking for people who can help them make sense of that data, right? And that is why data related careers have very promising. Okay, and that leads to my second point, my third point, and that is there's money in this thing, money. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to spice this thing up, but my point is it has so great compensation. Now I was checking, I'm a part of a Facebook group for Black software engineers, and software engineers are sort of related to data scientists. And one guy shared his his 2020 annual salary invoice, or do they call it paycheck with us? And it was a whopping $495,000. Let me say that again. His salary for 2020 from January to December was $495,000. Convert it to naira to see how much that is, right? Convert it to naira to see how much that is. My point is this: in this career, if you get the right company and you have the right skills, you will get a very good compensation for what you do, right? And it leads to my fourth point. Data related careers are challenging in a good way. And what do I mean by that? I mean that it will stretch you. You will grow. It's not a monotonous role or something that you will be into and then you will now be bored. There is no boredom there. If anything, it will challenge. Even you will cry. You will cry if you start having some situations that's so challenging. But they are meant to stretch you. You know, challenges come to stretch us, and that is a career in data science and in data related in data, right? So it's a good thing and there is room for growth. Okay, so it will lead to my next point. My next point is like, what are the data related careers, right? I know a lot of us have heard a lot of things around data science, machine learning and things like that, but what are other things? You know, many of us don't talk about, many people do not talk about all these other, you know, things in data, right? Now let me tell you something. There are data engineers, right, in a real or a good or a seasoned company. These careers or these different things are different people do these things, right? So they are data engineers, and what do they do? They are in charge of building ETL pipelines and building data warehouses. And that's so big a word. Let me just break it down. What that means is they are the ones that will be building the place where the data for the clients will be housed, or for the company. So they are the ones in charge of, you know, building, you know, the cloud computing or anywhere the data will be coming from. They are the ones in charge of building it, right? It's just like computer engineers. They build the network infrastructure and things like that, and ensure that things are connected in the right way so that computer scientists can build their software. So that's the same way with data engineers. They build the pipelines and build all the other things, and it comes with its own competence. It requires its own competence. And then for a data scientist, which is the one that is most known, right? And that is like, as a data scientist, you just analyze and generate business insights and things like that. There's so much about data science online that you can check. And I want to I want to really point out that there's a difference between a data scientist and a data analyst, right? A very big difference. People think they are the same. They don't do the same thing. At least ideally, they don't do the same thing. So data analysts are the ones that do things like Power BI dashboard, Tableau, and they write a little bit of SQL just to, communicate and analyze the data, right? They don't necessarily need to know how to build predictive models like data scientists need to know how to do, right? So usually a good place to start your data career is in the data analyst space, because you can quickly learn a thing or two in 3 or 4 weeks and you will be a good data analyst. It's all about knowing how to communicate and knowing how to build dashboards and things like that, right? But for a data scientist, you must have a little bit of everything. You must know how to communicate, you must know how to generate insights, you must have an understanding, in fact, of the business, right? And then you must be able to build predictive models with machine learning and all of those things. And you must also know statistics, right? So that is that about that. And then there is another part.
Hi, sorry. Good evening. Good afternoon, Opetunde. Sorry,
Yeah,
a
good.
lot of people just joined now, so I don't know if you can have like a recap for them. Like physical people here in Ogumosho, they just joined, and it's like you've
Oh,
started for a while now. So if you can give like a recap or something.
okay, all right, okay. Okay, thank you very much, Maureen. Hello everyone in the physical session. If you don't mind, I would really love to like see the physical people. So if you can just like turn on the video or something just to see and just have an idea, I would really appreciate. Is that possible? Maureen? Okay.
Hi,
Anyway, I'll
Maureen. Maureen, can you turn on your video? I'll chat up at the background, but you can go on up today since you can
oh,
have a recap at the end instead of breaking in from where you stop, so we don't cut you short from whatever
all
you
right,
want to
no
share with
problem.
us.
No problem. All
Thank
right.
you.
Anyway, you didn't really miss much, really, guys. You did not miss much. And thank you so much for joining this session. I was just talking about all the data related careers and why it's a good thing and it's a good time to be a data professional, right? So I was, and this on this slide or in this slide, whichever one is correct, I was just trying to talk about all the different professions, all the different data professions that we have, right? And I was talking about the difference between a data scientist and a data analyst, right? So the next thing I would like to talk about is the data product manager. And as a data product manager, you are a product manager, but you manage data products. And what that means is you must have an understanding of how data products work. So you must have a fair understanding of even machine learning, because that will help you to be able to manage the products effectively, right? So as a data product manager, you understand product analysis, you understand data science itself. Sometimes even in some interviews, they will ask you SQL questions as a data product manager. That is just to show that you need to have a robust understanding of data and data related products as a data product manager. So, and the next one is machine learning engineers. Machine learning engineers are somewhat similar to data scientists, but they break them down because machine learning engineers are expected to be super technical. And what I mean by that is they must know things like the deep learning frameworks, just like our data science, but they must have an in-depth knowledge. So sometimes machine learning engineers require an advanced degree, like a PhD or something like that. And other times, depending on the company, really. But for big companies like Microsoft, Facebook, and all that, if you check their job description for a machine learning engineer, you will see that usually they require an advanced degree like a PhD. But usually for data scientists, data analysts, and they don't require that kind of a thing. And now the last one is machine learning researcher or machine learning scientists. Those are the ones that work in places like Google Brain, Google AI, Facebook AI, research, and all of those people. And what they do usually, they are book people like PhD holders and things like that. What they do eventually is to do research on novel machine learning practice, because machine learning and data science or data related careers generally, they are growing, they are evolving every day. So we need researchers to help, bring new ideas, innovative ideas, right? So that is what they do, right? Yeah. So the next, don't worry, I will send the slides to you at the end. Now, so what are the skills, the required skills, for each of these roles, right? What are the required skills? What are the things that you need to know? So as a data engineer, you are expected to have an understanding or to know how to use these tools that I listed here: Hadoop, PySpark, SQL, Python or R, Git, and cloud computing. You are required to know these things. And what they do is, because I told you earlier that data engineers are the ones that sort of like build the the house where the data, is stored, that kind of a thing. And then they build pipelines, right? And they build data warehouses. They are expected to be competent in data warehouse tools. And some of those tools are PySpark, Hadoop, and SQL, and cloud computing, and things that are listed here. Right? Don't worry, don't be scared that you don't know these things. You do not have to know everything. And I'm going to tell you how you can start as a data, if you're interested in a data related career. I'm going to definitely let you know how you can start. But I just need to give you an understanding of the things that are expected for these people to know. Now, for a data scientist, I put them together because although they are similar, although they are different, they are quite somewhat similar, right? For a data scientist and or a data analyst, and that is the most common thing in Nigeria. So this box right here is the most common, especially data analysts. You know, most Nigerian companies that say they are looking for data scientists are actually looking for analysts, and that's okay. It's not bad, right? But it's a good thing. So what do you need to know? The first thing, as an analyst, you must know all these data visualization tools. Power BI or Tableau is a good place to start. And then you must now move ahead to learning R or Python, and then learning if you know a little bit of R or Python and even Microsoft Excel. Let me tell you, Microsoft Excel, if you can build your proficiency in Microsoft Excel, and you can build your proficiency in data visualization, and you know Python and R a little and some machine learning things, you are an excellent, in fact, you are an excellent data scientist for a Nigerian company, right? Right. So so that is that about that, as far as that is concerned. Now let me go to ML engineers. What do ML engineers need to know? Now before I go ahead, I need you to understand that when you're building your skills, right, you're not building for Nigeria alone. This is a global skill, right? So you ensure that you build as if you want to compete on a global level and not just Nigeria, right? But at least a good place to start, and a way to get your foot in is by learning, the very soft ones, right? Before you then move to the very difficult ones. And if you already have learned the soft ones, why not just like try and get a job or a role there, right? I will talk about that later, but I just thought to, specifically mention that. Now, for ML engineers, you must have a strong understanding of machine learning. Sometimes they require that you understand the mathematical concepts of some of these machine learning techniques, right? As a machine learning engineer, then you must know Python, R, cloud computing. Sometimes they require that you even have web development skills like JavaScript and things like that. And then as a researcher, of course, you need to have a PhD usually, coupled with all of the things I've mentioned. If you want to be a machine learning researcher, or you want to work in places like Google AI or Google Brain, you are usually expected to have a PhD, right? So that takes me to my next point. How can you then get started? How can you get started? A very easy thing. Now, the first thing to understand is don't get too overwhelmed. There's a lot of there's a lot of information out there. Oh, how to be a data scientist, how to do this. Then you will read and read and read, and you'll be doing one course. Oh, and then somebody will say, have you seen this other course? And then you just leave that one, then go ahead. Hey, take it easy. Take it one step at a time. You can do this. The previous speakers have given you so much ginger on how you should believe in yourself and believe that you can do this. Don't mind that you don't have a background in anything or in physical, whatever, or whatever, computer, whatever. I don't have a background in computer. I studied medical physiology. So, and I am a data scientist now. So start easy. Start easy. And where do I mean easy? When I say easy, what do I mean? You can start with data visualization, right? Start with Power BI, learning Tableau. It's easy to learn and it is fun to learn, right? So start with those things. Be building data dashboards and things like that. Start it. It's even going to motivate you to learn more and learn more and learn more and learn more. Start easy, right? When you start that way, you do projects, right? When you start and you start building dashboards and things like that, then you do projects. You already know that you don't want to stay, if you want to be a data scientist, you already know that you don't want to stay in a, because as a data analyst, what you usually need, especially for Nigerian policy, you must know how to use Power BI and Tableau. But if you know that you want to move beyond being an analyst to be a data scientist, you will know that you have to, increase your skills and improve on your skills, right? So you have to ensure that you're making plans after you learn Tableau and Power BI. You're making plans to learn R or Python. And a good way to learn these things, when you learn a little, do project. No matter what it is you have learned, the best way to learn how to drive, they always say, is by driving. No matter how many books you read on driving, no matter how many books you read or how many tutorials you watch, if you have not handled a steering, you will never learn how to drive. It's the same with many other things in life as it is with data science. If you do not do projects, how will you then build your competence? So do projects. When you do your projects, a good way is to then write a tutorial on the project you did, publish it on Medium. Medium is a writing publishing, is a writing social media, whatever, something like LinkedIn. In fact, you can even publish it on LinkedIn. Do your project, put them on GitHub, okay? No matter how small the project looks, just be doing projects, be learning and be doing. Learn and do, learn and do. Don't just learn. You go today, you are in something something tutorial, tomorrow you are taking online course and you never do a project. It's not an effective way to learn. An effective way to learn is by doing projects, right? And then after you do all that, then you now continue to then move to the technical part, like all the machine learning part. But at least the projects you have done will help you to understand what are the things that you need to focus on and learn, right? A good way to get started is to have like a 6 month learning plan, right? Have a 6 month learning plan, and in those learning plans, ensure that every month you are doing at least one project on whatever it is you learn that month. Focus on one thing in a month. If this month you want to learn Power BI, focus on Power BI. At the end of the month, do Power BI projects. Write about the Power BI projects that you have done, and then write about the things that you have learned, right? You don't have to be perfect. In fact, you can blow grammatical blunder there. I'm not saying you should blow grammatical blunder. What I'm saying is don't struggle trying to make it perfect, because I'm like that. Don't try to make it perfect. Just do. By the time you keep doing, you will get yourself, you find out that you're getting better at it. Now the next month, pick something else. Is it R that you want to learn? Learn R. No matter where you learn it up to at the end of the month, do a R related project. Is it Python you want to learn? Learn Python. No matter where you learned it up to, do a Python related project. Like that. You will be building your portfolio. Because at the end of the day, when you want to get a job, what people will ask for is not the tutorials that you have done or the online courses you have taken. It is what have you done with what you have learned, right? And that is why I always hammer on doing projects. Okay. Um and this is probably the last thing I'm going to touch on. How do you then get a data job? Yes, of course, God has to help you. At the same time, there's certain things you need to do. Okay, if you want to get a job as a data scientist, whether in Nigeria or outside Nigeria, first, one thing I want you to learn is, I know many of us here that are here right now. We are not here. We must have started one tutorial, or we must have even done several tutorials and several online courses, and probably have done some projects, but we do not know how to sell our market, right? We don't know how to position ourselves. A good way, I already mentioned, to position yourself to getting a job is creating content. Write on Medium, write data related content on Medium, write data related content on LinkedIn. Okay, right? So write, do projects. Now, another thing I need you to understand is that when people want to find out how good you are, the first place they usually go most of the time is on LinkedIn, right? So revamp your LinkedIn profile. This is this is a very small thing. It looks small, I mean LinkedIn, but it's very, very potent, right? So revamp your LinkedIn profile, ensure that it speaks a lot about, what you want to build your career in. Don't just say because you're a student, you just have a very shabby LinkedIn profile. No, it's not the best, okay? Look for students like you. Go and look at their profile, look at how they structured it, even without work experience. If you see what people are putting there, you will be inspired. And the thing is, you already have it. All the things that you have done, the women tech makers that you have helped to organize, the things that you have helped to create, the online courses that you have taken, these are things that you can, put together and structure and put on your LinkedIn profile. The third thing is, join a community, join a tech community. Okay, more effective is, as a student, you don't know that you have, let me tell you a secret. Yes, for as many of you that are students here, you have no idea, absolutely no idea how lucky you are being a student. The truth is, having been in the corporate world for a few months, many professionals want to help students. many professionals want to excel. So if I have the opportunity to be a student again, my dear, I will go and be connecting with on LinkedIn. I'll be connecting with people that are in my profession and they're already working. Okay, I will be connecting with them, asking them intelligent, emphasis on intelligent question. Don't ask people for money, because people do very weird things. Don't ask people for money online. Ask intelligent questions. Have, showcase that you are driven, okay? Now, connect, if you're a student, connect with people in your field or the field you're looking at, and connect with professionals. Go and look at Chevron, Mobile, PwC, anywhere, any whatever. Go and connect with them. Send them intelligent. The emphasis is on intelligent. Send them intelligent mails and ask them intelligent questions. Now, if they take interest in you, not all of them will accept. If they take interest in you, ensure that you are responsible and you follow up. If they tell you to do something, ensure that you do it. Because the truth of the matter is this: after all is said and done, it is still somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that will help you in some way to probably get your job or something. So it is important that you understand that you need to invest in networking the right way. Okay, now I'm going to say this here because you have joined this session. I have had situations where people will reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I'm not going to respond to such mails or such whatever. I will never. Why will I do that? The reason is because you want to connect to somebody, and the first thing is hello. Hello what? People have they don't have time. Say hello, miss or mister or whoever it is. My name is this. I found your profile this and that. I reached out to you because I am interested in doing this and doing that and doing that. And I would like to sorry about that. And I would like to, just whatever, just ensure that when you're sending mails to people that you want to meet, or you want them to help you in your profession, you are very courteous, and you, as much as possible, you showcase that you have done your research or you've done your work. Okay, so don't just go ahead and say hello or something. Okay, so just ensure that you always find a way to stand out in your presentation and when you're networking with people. Okay, and number two, let me tell you this: no one, again I tell you, no one owes you anything. So if somebody, you reach out to somebody and they do not reply you, don't take it personally. Don't look for other people. Okay, when I was trying to network with people, I still do it a lot of, even up till now. I get a lot of people who will just ignore my message, of course. But in the midst of that, I have had the privilege to, interact with amazing people. So if one door closes, another one will open. Okay, so don't have this entitlement mentality, or have this because I sent it to her, and then this and that and then it's why go and revamp your strategy and resend something to her again if you really want to connect. Okay, so yeah, that's that about that. And then the last one is your CV. Don't sell yourself short on your CV. All the cargo projects that you have done, put it on your CV, and put it very intelligently. All the courses that you are taking, in most courses they will give you projects to do before you finish the course. Put those projects there. Your final year project, put it on your CV. You don't have work experience, put the things that you have done, the courses you have taken, find a way to highlight the important things and then put them on your CV. Okay, and to that effect, I hope I have been able to, in a way, help you to understand how to get a job. Don't forget all the things I said. If you want to get a job as a data scientist or a data professional, number one, ensure that you do projects, a lot of projects. As you're learning, you're doing projects. Communicate, and what I mean is write stuff, publish things on LinkedIn, on GitHub, on Medium. Write, communicate. If you have done a tutorial, write about the tutorial. You will be helping someone will, because the truth of the matter is the level that you are on, there are some people that are under you that still need your help, and they still need your insight. So content is never too much to create. Create relevant content to the profession that you want to build your career in. Network with people. Network with people, especially if you're a student, network with professionals. Network with students like yourself too, but also network with professionals, and ensure that you stand out in your networking, okay? You don't just you know go into people's DMs and just say hello. No, no, usually it's only people that are nice that will answer you. Usually most people will not answer you, okay? So ensure that you have a strategy for networking and connecting with people, okay? And make sure that you build your CV very well. Uh and in that case, I think that is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Um
so much, Mr.
yeah.
We had an amazing section like so far. You like open light to more of my ability to interact with people using my network actually. Because so I also have the mistake of always chatting with people and saying hello, especially a response before I tender my question. So I'm correcting myself on that aspect. So my first question goes thus. From my own point of view, I joined the company for a data science role. So on joining the company, they have a tool in which the company use actually. So instead of me staying in my data science field, I've already tendered to like another role in another section. So now like left within me, I'm feeling like I've diverted from the path of data science. So I'm trying to like struggle to like balance up with the end of the office needs. You understand? So I'm not like, how do you balance, or how do I put myself to balance in between those kind of situations? Because I'm trying to like picture myself like I'm this data science thing, machine learning thing. If someone talks about it for me today, do I say I've diverted? Now I'm going more into software engineering, like more of going to doing more of DevOps, Azure, AWS. Like I'm always thinking, how do you think I can balance those two? That's my question. Thank you.
Mm. Wonderful, Adiola. The Azure and AWS thing that you're doing, I don't know if there was a part in my slide that let me share the slide again and show you that you're
Okay.
on the very right path. Learning Azure, AWS, and all those things. You are
Okay.
on the very, very right path. So don't think of it and say, oh, because you're not learning R and all of those things, you're not
Okay.
learning data science. No,
Okay.
you are actually on the right path. Now, I don't know if you can see my screen, the
Yes, I
green screen.
can.
You can see that in the data science analyst, I put cloud computing here.
Yes.
And cloud computing is Azure, AWS, and all of those things. The truth of the matter is, um, the term data scientist, even as of now, some companies still do not, many people are still trying to understand what they do.
Mm,
So sometimes a data scientist will have DevOps skills and competence. They will
mm,
have data analyst skills and competence. Some
mm.
data scientists will even know how to write code, front end and back end engineering. And they will see.
Mm.
So the truth of the matter is, as long as you're learning skills that are related or that are within tech, it's not like you're a data scientist and then you are learning. What is totally out. You are now going to learn accounting and you say
Okay.
you want to be a data scientist. No.
Mm,
So that's those are two, totally different things. But if it is within tech, you just
mm,
need to find a way because your job is 9 to 5, right? So do the
mm,
job and learn AWS during the day or whatever and the DevOps thing. At night, if you have maybe 30 minutes to 1 hour, it doesn't have to be long.
mm,
Just just do something on data science or maybe machine learning and all of those things. You will find out if you spend a year or two there on that role and you master your AWS. And I want to advise you, go and get certified in AWS, get
mm.
an AWS foundational certification. I think it's $100 or something. Find a
Okay.
way to gather money together and get it. By
All
the
right.
time after 1 year, if you finish and you put AWS certified, and data scientist, and people can test that you are good at both. Omo, you are what? Sweet cake. Because you
Mm,
can do DevOps, you can do data science.
mm,
And employers are constantly looking for how they can reduce the money and hire one person that can do 100 people's work. You
mm.
understand my point? So
Yes.
you're on the right path. So don't feel like you're not on the right path. You're on the very right path. And I'm
Okay.
very excited about that.
All right, thank you so much. So we have another question in the chat. Okay, someone said, "Oh, I don't know if it's for this room." He said, "Thank you so much, ma'am, for these insights. How do we take on projects after tutorials or courses, especially if we are new into the program?"
I think it's for this whatever. So
Okay, okay, I think
ah
maybe just share insight on that then.
so very quickly, I think our time is almost up. Very quickly,
Yes.
just ensure that when you take after you finish a course, make
Mm,
sure that you look for go and Google search something project for beginner. If you learn Python, do Python project for beginners or Python for data science project for beginners. You would
mm,
have seen that people have written tutorials on project. Follow that tutorial, that project tutorial, and do it.
okay.
Okay, it doesn't
All
have to be
right.
something big. Okay,
Yeah. Thank you so
so just
much.
ensure that you're doing it can be somebody's tutorial that you will just follow and you will
Mm,
end up doing a project.
all right.
Okay.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much,
So
ma. Yes. Thank you for
thank you
having us.
very much. Thank
We
you
really
for your time.
appreciate it. Thank you, ma.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.